Far left Democrats winning over Gen Z, incredibly infectious. Let's take a look.
College Democrats of America are holding their annual convention this weekend in Washington, and look who made the guest list, Hassan Piker. And he's just one of the featured speakers who are raising eyebrows, another sign that young voters are still shifting to the extreme left. Here to react is Gen Z political analyst and former Democrat Jamil Jackson. Jamil, thanks so much for joining us this morning. Look, you say one of the reasons
Former Democrat. Oh boy, here we go.
You left the Democrat Party is because they were getting too extreme for you. You know, we see they excitedly announced here for this convention, Hassan Piker is going to be one of their speakers. Do you think this is something that Gen Z is falling for? Are you know, your friends and what you're hearing out there, is this going to be?
A Trump just said your name? Wait, what? A Trump?
The path forward?
So far it is. Unfortunately, I beat Senator Fetterman to it. I left the Democratic Party over this specific issue because what the DSA and Hassan Piker is offering is actually pretty potent. They're offering...
Wait, what? This guy... Oh, you meant a Trump, like Laura Trump. Okay, I got scared. This guy left the Democratic Party because of me? That's so fucking funny. As a black person, I feel like the Democrats have become too extreme, so I became a Republican. Yeah, that's what he said.
Economic populism, but under that, what most people don't pay attention to is the anti-Semitism. It is the more radical and extremist and inflammatory.
Wait. So you are now voting for, you're a Republican because the Democrats got too extreme, so you went with the party that rides for the Klan now? Like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Yeah, the Hassan Piker wing of the party got too extreme for me, so I became a part of the party of racists. I became a racist because Hassan was too racist for me in the Democratic Party.
Language because they are ideologues. I had a friend who went to the DSA meeting a few weeks ago here in Philadelphia, and he said he can actually get behind the policies of expanding healthcare or even raise the minimum wage from $7.25 to maybe $15. But he says he's a hard no when it comes to opening up all of our prisons, abolishing ICE, abolishing the police, and honestly open borders. What I say
I love saying stuff like that. I'm a big fan of opening up all of the prisons. Man, how about we open the schools, okay? Talk about opening something. We got to open the schools, man. What the fuck? Oh my God.
A lot of moderate Democrats, the establishment, is that they are losing this fight from the far left flank because they are too busy being the party of anti-Trump. They don't actually have a platform. They don't stand for anything, and they don't recognize what.
Well, apparently the Democrats do stand for something. By your own admission, they stand for opening up the prisons, apparently, which is fucking news to me, but yeah, my favorite Hassan policy is legalizing crime. Yeah.
They lost to President Trump in 2024. So far left members like Hassan Piker, they're willing to demagogue and position themselves based on slogans for younger people, talking about economic anxiety, whereas it's sort of like they're pushing more extremist language. For example, they'll start with legitimate criticisms of Israeli domestic or foreign policy to begin with. And younger people might buy into those conversations, but it quickly turns into what Hassan Piker actually believes is the elimination of the Israeli state altogether. And here on the ground in Philadelphia, it's happening from the DSA endorsing local candidates. They're taking over the local machine based on identity politics. And they're
Wait, what? They're taking the local Philadelphia machine based on identity politics is literally it's a 60% black district. What are you talking about? What identity politics? Like when Fox News says identity politics, they mean black people. Okay? That's what they mean. This guy's got to be new. This is what's going on. He's like still using some of the terminology that he would use as probably like an establishment Democrat. This seems like a new flip. This seems like a new convert. Obviously, it's not a real convert. He's not sincere. He's just a grifter. But he's still using terms that would work within the framework of a Democratic primary, and not terms that's ready for the big leagues on the Republican side. The Republican commentary here is supposed to be, here, I'll tell you what it is, okay? Since you're a recent convert, I'll explain it to you. So what you're supposed to say is like the Democrats got too extreme, that's why I left. And then I'm actually thankful that I left because the Democrats got too extreme, because I realized that the Republicans are not the party of racists. It's Democrats that are the party of the racists because they do identity politics, okay? What you're supposed to say, write this down. What you're supposed to say is the Democrats got too extreme and I left the party because they were doing Jew hatred. They were doing hatred of all different kinds of minorities. And the real anti-racist party is the Republicans. The Republicans are not racist. It's the Democrats that are the party of the Klan, right? Historically, you're supposed to say Democrats are the party of the Klan. And that's why I left the party, and I'm grateful that I left the party because now I realize that I was lied to about the Republicans, because that's how, they keep people in check to ensure that people vote for the Democrats over and over again by lying to us.
Pushing groups and candidates to have a specific stance on Israel, even if it's a school board election or even if it's something really small like controlling a municipality. Why are these certain local elections focusing on foreign policy in the Middle East? Yeah, so it's incredibly...
Yeah, great question. There's not a single district in the United States of America, no matter how local, no matter how small, that doesn't in some way, shape, or form get impacted by Israeli policies. Okay? It's insane when you say it like that, but it's true. Like, down to the municipalities. I'll give you statewide examples. Like, there's anti-BDS legislation in the state of Texas, for example, in every single district. As a matter of fact, when a smaller district decided to forego their tax dollars going to Israel, Greg Abbott came in and said that's anti-Semitic and that you will no longer get any statewide backing if you actually push through this initiative that you voted on, that you decided on. You have to keep sending tax dollars to Israel. In the state of Texas, teachers, public school teachers, have to sign a loyalty pledge, an anti-BDS legislation, a loyalty pledge to the state of Israel to basically promise that you'll never boycott or demand boycotts on the state of Israel. You'll never demand divestments from the state of Israel. You'll never demand sanctions on the state of Israel. That's real. That's a real thing. Okay? So I love that these guys will turn around and be like, why is this like they did this with my Nithya Raman interview, right? When I asked Nithya Raman about like Israel related shit, and they were like, why the fuck would the mayor of Los Angeles have a take about the state of Israel? Like, you fucking stupid. Yeah, you clearly didn't listen to the conversation, because I was asking her about why she got endorsements from the Democratic majority for Israel. I was asking her about her background and the decisions that she has made in favor of Israel as a council member. The real question should be, why the fuck is Los Angeles council members making decisions on behalf of what Americans can say or can't say about the state of Israel? Why is LAPD getting trained by the Israeli occupying forces? Why is that the case? Why is Israel spending $45 million in the Michigan Senate race? These are the real questions, right? I don't want to talk about Israel. I never want to think about Israel ever again for the rest of my life. Okay? The problem is, you can't really hand wave this shit away by being like, you're being silly. Especially because when you say you're being silly, people like myself will turn around. People like myself will then turn around and actually tell you exactly why Israel is such a prescient issue in American domestic politics down to the fucking municipality. That's not my fault. You made the sandwich. Well, I guess in this case, Israel made the sandwich.
Infectious.
It is infectious. It is terrifying. And yeah, there seems to be no pushback for someone as extreme as Hassan Piker, and some of these radicals speaking on campuses. But we've seen how many, pro-Israel or Jewish speakers have consistently, Jamil, been canceled from a lot of these speaking engagements. And you talk to voters. We have a Fox News poll. And, whenever you ask voters, all voters, and when it comes to their thoughts towards socialism, look at this. They think all voters think 38% versus 53% to under 30. All voters think it's a good thing. Bad thing, 61% versus 47. You can see the young voters are the ones who are driving this. What do you say, though, Jamil, whenever you talk to kind of your age group out there, when you talk to Gen Z, what would you say to them to kind of pull them back? Because it's pretty clear the establishment within the Democrat Party is having a hard time reining things in.
What I say to them is to stay the course. Right now, it seems really popular to go for socialism, and it's because that's the only thing the Democrats have changed about their platform since 2024. It's new, it sounds exciting, and they're willing to give another platform a chance just because President Biden has lost a lot of trust with the establishment Democrats and the core base of voters. The truth is, the establishment moderate Democrats are not willing to talk to young people. They're not.
Bro, you just left the party. Why would anybody listen to you about what the Democrats should do? I don't understand. All right, man, you left. Bye-bye. I don't get it. How come you get to leave and then still complain from the outside? You know what I mean? You left, buddy. You left. The Democrats are actively demanding I be purged from the party, and I'm still kicking. You couldn't stand the heat, and you chose to get the fuck out of the kitchen. Fuck you mean? Here's what they should be doing. Why should anybody listen to you now? Am I crazy? Bro, this guy's running against Chris Rabb. Oh my God, that's awesome. He's going to get cooked.
Building a viable platform for younger people. So it's really difficult for, let's say, someone like me or people who are just generally independent to talk to younger people when the DSA is giving younger people a seat at the table. They're inviting figures like Hassan Piker. They're more engaged online than 60-year-old moderate establishment Democrats.
Well, we are happy to have you as part of the Republican Party, Jamil. Welcome over to our side of the aisle. We hope to see more of that happen, and we appreciate you being on with us this morning. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much.
Be sure to like and subscribe for all the Fox News latest on YouTube and catch full shows streaming now on Fox One.
Yeah, good luck to this guy in all of his future endeavors. Anyway, here. I watched this, I listened to this podcast, and there were some really good answers, and then some answers that made me freak out a little bit. This was an interesting one. I got brought up in the Zoran interview.
On what political weight you give the Israeli issue, because you are very clear about where you stand, but I'm wondering how you apply it to sort of how you look at other political actors. The left-wing streamer Hassan Piker recently said, and I'm quoting here, "Someone who will not say the truth about Israel's genocide will not stand with you and fight for you, for your health care, for your housing. It's that simple." Do you agree with that statement?
Yeah, do you? Do you, Big Z? Big Z, Do you? Hold on. Not the Jeffrey Stunners. Are those the glasses we're matching? Someone said that's you, and they're so right. Oh, because we got the drip. We got the same drip. Is that what you're saying? Heads up, some kick streamers will be at the event today only because of your presence. Unclear what they're planning. Who are the kick streamers? Do you know? D and Darius? Is Darius still there? I got tickets. Fucking losers, man. This shit is so fucking lame, too. Anyway, Zoran is smart and would say something which doesn't hurt the feelings of anyone, and that's the problem, trying to please everybody. Anyway, yeah, let's get back to Big Zo.
I think what we have seen from New Yorkers, what we have seen from Americans when we talk about this hunger for a new kind of politics, it's a hunger to move beyond the bankruptcy that characterizes a lot of politics today. And it is hard to find a more bankrupt policy approach than what our country has done to Gaza and to Palestine, and how it hasn't been specific to any one party. It's been again and again an insistence to tell New Yorkers and to tell Americans that what they are seeing is not something that they should in fact either be concerned by or believe in.
Sometimes, I mean, it's a good answer, by the way. It's a good answer. Sometimes I do think that he is, I already listened to this. Sometimes I do think that he gets a little too politician-like. I'm going to be honest.
And when you talk about the rupture in trust that comes from that, it is hard to then turn to another issue and say, believe me here. And what I've found time and again is that that trust, you have to be able to maintain it. It's not to say that you have to agree on everything, but there has to be an honesty. And too often you'll find that there are far more...
He can defend your honor at this point? What? No, he's the fucking mayor with a huge approval rating? Wait, defend my honor? He's literally agreeing with me. It's just he's doing it political style, politician style. I mean, he was really good at the Nelson Mandela event. So he's definitely capable of delivering passionate speeches about this issue. We know what his position is in general. The part that annoyed me in this interview wasn't even this. He's just explaining the quote with context. That's fine. This is great. This is a great answer. The part that fucking annoyed me. Was when Lulu asks Zoran, if you had unlimited money, what would you do with New York? And his answer there made me so mad. Because he was like, exactly the policies I'm pushing now. And I was like, no, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. What are you saying? Just like be honest. Like what? That was straight up the most like politician answer I've ever heard from him. And it gave me fucking whiplash. Okay? And it was so annoying that even Lula was like, come on. This is a thought experiment. Like, it's obviously Like, this is a thought experiment. It's not a trap. It's actually asking you like what your broader vision is. What a dumb thing to make you mad, Law. What the fuck? I don't know. Maybe it's because I have because he's such a good speaker. He's such a good speaker. And he has the opportunity in that moment to deploy his speech skills and his charisma to show like a bold vision that we should be pushing for in general. It's not a trap. It's not. Not everything has to be so defensive, guys. No thought experiments or hypotheticals until the term is over, brother. Yeah, he's already running. He's running for 2020. He's running for 2029. That's my problem.
Congress people who will privately tell you that something is a genocide, then publicly announce it to be so. And so long as there's an understanding of a difference in what people believe and what they're willing to say, there will be a skepticism and, frankly, a despair amongst those considering whether or not to engage themselves in politics.
So should the litmus test for a politician who wants to be part of your coalition be their views on the Gaza war and their commitment to calling it a genocide?
It's one litmus test. It's not the end all be all, but it's a pretty reliable one because it's one of those issues that everyone can understand. It's one of those issues that has, mass disapproval. So it basically shows that a politician is more invested in doing the bidding of corporations or PACs than the bidding of the population. That's it. You could have made the argument maybe a year ago, 2 years ago, that there wasn't mass disapproval of Israel as there is one now, and therefore get away with it by being like, oh, I don't know enough about this. It's a foreign country. Not everyone is actually, this is a divisive issue. People are divided on it. You can't make that argument anymore because the only divide that exists on this issue is not amongst the population. It's not amongst the working class. It's not amongst the voters, especially in the Democratic Party. The only divide is between the voters and the politicians now. That's it. Anyway, Zoran's answer is very good. I'm just giving you my answer or why I say this, since it was brought up as a point against Zoran, kind of, or just asked. They asked Zoran.
I think it's an important part. I wouldn't say that there's a specific litmus test as to creating a cookie cutter of a person that I would endorse in any one which seat. What I would say is that you have to have a clear vision of being able to describe things as they are and being able to fight for that which working people have been denied.
But can it include those who support Israel and support America's support of Israel?
I think when you asked me earlier of what is my party, I've said the Democratic Party.
I'm asking you, though.
Yes, and my point
not what's
is,
in the Democratic Party, but
understood.
Yeah.
My point is that the importance of a big.
What would you do with the money? Dude, unlimited funds, immediately establishing healthcare, government run, free grocery stores, free everything, fast and free buses, free subway, building out the public transit system in New York,